Hello everyone, it's Iveoma, your guide to Nigeria, and today I'm just gonna gist you, right? I'm just gonna chat with you. I'm gonna talk to you guys about what's happening. As you know, I took a week off. I just had to take a mental break. I was tired. There's so much stuff happening here. It's insane. So let me tell you guys what's happening. This past week has been an extremely rough week, and it's because of the events that happened this past Tuesday, Black Tuesday, the Lekki Toll Gate Massacre, when the Nigerian military went to a peaceful protest and shot directly into the crowd to oppress us, to kill us, to show us our lives do not matter. And this entire event was live streamed by Nigerian hero DJ Switch. It was just a lot, to watch that. I was part of I think it was 130,000 people watched that live stream, and I was part of that, watching that shooting live, and it was just really affected me. And then pretty much because we have no leadership, the resounding effects, now it's a ripple effect throughout the entire country. There are 36 states in Nigeria, and state by state, people have taken up rioting and protesting, and just so many Nigerians have died this past week. Normally, I actually don't watch footage of people dying, but to me, because I moved back and I had this platform, I felt like I needed to watch every video of people dying and being shot at and being murdered. I had to watch that horrible footage of Nigerian police shooting at people, people retaliating, people rioting, people burning down everything, people dying. I watched everything. I read every tweet. That actually took a toll on me, so I decided I'm not updating you guys. I'm just gonna go away. But this year, this COVID-19 year, has actually pushed Nigerians to the brink. What you guys are seeing online is just Nigerians expressing their anger and their disappointment and fury and hunger. That's what you're seeing. So many Nigerians have actually starved to death, pushed Nigerians to the brink. There was no money. There was really no money flowing. And then on top of that, after COVID-19, we lifted the lockdown for that, right? After we lifted that, the government decided to hike up fuel prices. So here's the thing, when they hiked up fuel prices here, it made everything more expensive. It affected hair product, anything that you can think of, it affected the price of. Nigeria is a tough, hostile country. I've used the word hostile multiple times when I describe Nigeria. Nigeria is the type of place where if you need water, you dig your borehole. If you need light, you get your generator. Sometimes, occasionally, someone would just fill up holes with stones so we could drive in it. If you need a job, you find your own hustle. Everything is hard here. If you need education, you need to get your own education. By the way, did you guys know that public schools here have gone on strike? So here's the thing. A lot of Nigerians have really pushed to put their kids in private school. A lot of people here, they weren't even able to go to school this year. Of course, COVID affected that, but I'm saying the strikes affected it. The strikes have definitely been going on since March of this year, but they've actually been kind of continuous. I'm gonna say public school has been on strike for over a year. That's what I'm gonna say. You guys correct me in the comment section below. Public school has been on strike for over a year. Everybody you see running around burning and killing and murdering and creating mayhem everywhere, those are millions of Nigerians who, they have nothing. They have nothing. This young generation, people who are my age, who are born and raised here, who are impoverished, they have access to nothing. They are more disenfranchised than, of course, our parents, or at least our parents had access to private scholarships and education. That was the time when people were getting scholarships to go overseas, but then the Nigerian government would try to lure them back, right? Would offer them incentives, and it was just a big thing to go overseas and come back. They don't have that anymore. So let me be honest, in the beginning of this year, when COVID happened, I was sitting there thinking why did I come back this year? Because that's how my mind works. I'm very kind of spiritual in the way that sometimes I don't think of why this happened. I'll think of why did this happen now? And I guess I had to see Nigerians pushed to the brink, and I had to experience this. I had to go through what happened right now with the riots and the other mayhem that was afoot, right? I needed to go through that. I need to experience that. I need to be here to have that, so my resolve is set. Everything we're seeing in Nigeria now is as a result of pretty much decades of neglect, disenfranchisement, poverty, and hopelessness. You know, when I came back, I would meet people who were like young like me, and they had this like deep pool in their heart of hopelessness. I don't know, it sounds dramatic, it sounds off when I say it, but you ever meet somebody and you look in their face and they just seem vacant or hopeless? And then on top of that, I realized a lot of the stereotypes here, right, are like you have to either know an oga or a big madame, a big lady, a big guy, or you needed to go overseas in order to be successful in Nigeria. And so I'm chatting with people and I'm understanding this. And then I would meet people with this deep pool, this emptiness in them, and it had this hopelessness. And that's the thing about being in poverty for extremely long time, is that you develop this hopelessness. When the protest started happening, let me be honest, the first 2 days of the protest, I literally was like, whatever, you know. But then I started seeing like little protests happen near me. There was a protest that I attended right in front of my estate, and there was a protest I attended in Ajah. And the reason I didn't film the one in my estate is because I don't want you guys to know where I live, and then the one I didn't film in Ajah is because it was just young people just standing around and playing music. And it was like, but I thought it was amazing because I started seeing young people who were my age and younger, and they didn't have that hopelessness in their eyes. They were so active and they talked with confidence. Their excitement kind of infected the whole country, right? Because then as a result of the protest here, it kind of started spreading throughout the country. Inspired like so many people, right? Just groups of people, various ages. Governors started talking and meeting with young people and talking to them and trying to interact with them. And it was kind of a time of like hope, you know? How do I describe it? It was awesome. It was awesome. It was like a whole bunch of people, like sleeping giants, started waking up. Like imagine you're in a place where you start seeing people that you always thought were amazing, and they start realizing they're amazing too. They start realizing they have power. It was amazing. And I started becoming invested in it. And so did everybody. Nigerians here, Nigerians overseas. We all started becoming invested. Even me, like you guys could tell, like in my content, like I was so much more excited. Like I don't know how to describe it. Like I just was like every day I would like skip. Like I was literally just skipping through the streets. Like I'll be chatting with people because let me tell you guys, because you guys aren't here. When I got my I got my hair twisted, the women there were talking about it. When I to the marketplace to buy tomatoes, the tomato seller, who was a young guy, he was talking about it. And everywhere, I would hear it. I would go to grocery stores and people around me were talking about it. Like the staff, who were all young kids. Everywhere I went, I would hear it. And it just like, the conversations I'm overhearing, people talking about it. Like I especially loved when I went to the marketplace and people were talking about it, because those are a lot of young people who are disenfranchised. Heartwarming. It was really inspiring. And when young people started taking charge of the movement, because you know, people were giving out food. They were organizing ambulances. They were organizing hospital visits, and follow-up visits too. They would cover it. And it would be like all this stuff. And I'm gonna break down the companies and the people who organize all those things in another video, because they're Nigerian heroes and they need to, let's highlight them, you know? And then I would talk to other people in other cities and they would tell me the same thing. So that's why it hit so hard when the security in our news here, they say security operatives. When the security operatives went to the most peaceful place, Lekki Toll Gate was the most peaceful of all protests in the city of Lagos, and they shot directly into the crowd. And that's kind of why it had this gigantic ripple effect throughout the country, because it was just too hurtful. It was too much, you know? And the thing is, it also reminded people, you know, there are other Black Tuesdays happening across the country. You know, other security operatives, they've gone to other areas and they just kill people. Like that's a thing here. They've been doing that for years. There are 36 states in Nigeria, and it's like state by state, everyone's dealing with the aftermath of this Lekki Toll Gate Massacre. I was so invested and so excited and kind of really hurt afterwards that I had to take this break. And so I'm glad that I took this break, because I feel so much better now. I feel like ready to get to work. All of you people who send me messages asking me how I was, thank you. I am safe, I am fine, I live in a gated community. I'm good, I really am. I'm very happy and I'm very safe, so don't worry about me. Nothing has changed. Actually, to be honest, now my resolve has been set. Now I'm like, oh, okay, well, there's a difference between the Nigerian government and Nigerian people, and I want to invest in Nigerian people. I realized while watching this protest go on in the Nigerian diaspora community from around the world, from Australia, UK, Canada, US, Switzerland and Sweden, I don't know, wherever we are, we made our voices heard for this End SARS protest, and I love that. I want to invest in Nigerian youth. I want to invest in this disenfranchised generation. I want to invest to make Nigeria better, because now I had that glimpse. I see it. I see it's possible. So now I'm going all in. I decided that I want to create a powerful network of Nigerian diaspora. There's no reason that we are working separately when so many of us are so amazing, so educated, so whatever. We are the top of our fields in many countries around the world. There's no reason that we shouldn't know each other. So when I was watching all this Nigerian diaspora, first of all, I'm gonna be honest, I was watching Nigerians here. And then I started paying attention, like 2 weeks into, I don't know, like 10 days into the process, I started paying attention to what the Nigerian diaspora was doing, and I loved it. I loved what they were doing. My content is for the diaspora who's just not here, who's interested in relocating, or just interested in investing somehow in Nigeria. Talking to you guys right now, I don't know what I'm going to exactly do, but I want to create a powerful Nigerian diaspora network that has one mission, and we invest heavily in Nigerian youth. I want to bring investors from wherever we are to come to Nigeria, meet these Nigerian youth, and then maybe, I don't know, invest in their businesses, invest in, I don't know, like I just need to think, I need to sit down and think about the mission that I want to have this Nigerian diaspora community do, because it needs to be a mission. It needs to be a powerful mission. It needs to be focused, because I want us to invest, and I also want us to maintain, right? I don't want us to, many of our families, we're involved in these small community organizations, of course, to better our villages or towns or smaller cities, you know, that we're from. But we would actually be more powerful if we linked up. This is just a chat, and I'm just talking to you guys right now, but this is like everything that's in my mind. It's like, I realized how much I love Nigeria. This whole year, my heart is with Nigeria. My heart is with Nigerians. And right now, I want to focus on Nigerian youth, which I feel like are far more disenfranchised than any other generation. So I'm gonna figure it out. I'm just talking to you guys right now, but this is everything that's like coming into my mind. I want to build the most powerful Nigerian diaspora network that we've ever seen. I want us to be so powerful that when we roll into Nigeria, there is no converse, like we can push things, we can make things happen. I don't know of any Nigerian diaspora network like that right now. If you guys know of any powerful Nigerian diaspora networks, comment them below. But it's time for us to invest heavily in these Nigerian youth. People like us, people our age and younger. We need to go in, because there's millions of them, and they're so disenfranchised, and it's not fair, it's not right. So yeah, that's what this last week has shown me, that I'm not playing any games anymore. I believe in a better Nigeria. I'm going all in on Nigeria, and I'm backing Nigerians, and that's it. Like, cause I thought about it. I was like, you know what? There was a hashtag, it was like Congo is bleeding, and it was talking about also femicide in Namibia, and child trafficking, I think in Ivory Coast, and somewhere else. And I realized that, and people were tagging, Nigerians were tagging along with the End SARS and End SWAT and bad governance hashtag. They were tagging Congo was bleeding and tagging all these things. And it was raising awareness for all these other issues that were happening around Africa. And I thought about it, I was like, you know, if Nigeria is stronger, then we can now face other countries in Africa, and we can make them better as well. We can help magnify their voice, because our Nigerian diaspora, we're so loud. There's so many of us. Like, there's a lot of us. Like, we are incredible. There's a lot of us. So, yeah. So yeah, that's why I'm gonna go all in on Nigeria right now. It's gonna be a long journey. It's gonna be a painful journey. I realized that. I think that's what the massacre had to show me. How painful it's going to be, and how long and hard it's going to be. But yeah, I want to bring Nigerian diaspora investors to Nigeria, and I want to create something transparent